Hello, everyone. This is Steven Schinder of Yes Shift, going live with a little review of a show that I went to this past Saturday night. Just making sure that the live is working. But yeah, I'm trying to get this in before I go travel to visit Dad in Arizona. And he and I are gonna be seeing John Anderson and the Band Geeks in Phoenix, and that's gonna be a lot of fun. And yeah, but I was able to get a concert in before this trip, and it was very last minute. I wasn't really sure if I was going to be able to. I've been really busy. I've been working on stuff, but within a couple hours before the show, I got the tickets, and so I went to a place called Zebulon Cafe. It's here in Los Angeles, and this show featured Ruth Radelet, former singer of Chromatics, and I reviewed one of her shows that she was part of back on May 4th, and a band called Raspberry Blonde was opening for her. So, yeah, I went to the Zebulon Cafe on Saturday, and I got there like slightly before showtime. So I got this soup. It was like some sort of potato soup, and I got this drink called Gold Cider. So I didn't want to have too much before experiencing the show, but yeah, I sat down with my food and drink, and as I was consuming it, um, I noticed that Ruth walked into the cafe and was like talking with a couple people, and I wasn't sure whether to say hi or to just knock because I was like self-conscious because like I don't want to bother people like when they're like they seem busy and whatnot. But I did end up going up to say hi to her, and I told her that her EP is incredible, especially the song "Youth," and it was really cool seeing her in person. And she said thank you, and then she had to go see Raspberry Blonde, her friend's band, and so I was like, oh yeah, right, right, and so it was I felt kind of awkward. So there's a part of me that was like, man, could I have like handled that better? And I didn't want to like say too much. It's got to be brief either way, because like I don't like bothering people. So but yeah, I sat down, I finished my soup and drink, and then I went into the other room to see Raspberry Blonde. So I missed the beginning of their set. One of the members, I think his name is Dylan, he looked familiar. I think he might have played at Ruth's show that happened back in May, or maybe he has just one of those familiar looking faces, and I could be mistaken. But one of the players in the band was someone named John Anderson. And no, it's not John Anderson of Yes, it's a different John Anderson, John with an H. And, yeah, like he was playing, and he actually played in both shows with Raspberry Blonde and with Ruth Radelet and her band. So Raspberry Blonde, I wasn't able to find a whole lot about them. The band itself doesn't seem to have as big of a social media presence, at least as of recently. And so I kind of wonder if maybe that's perhaps part of the mystique of it, or maybe it's unintentional. I don't know. But I would be curious to hear if they put out something new, and like what's out there and whatnot. But their music, I would say they're indie. They felt very chill, laid back, a kind of like beach type music, but not surfer rock. Kind of Beatles esque. They did play covers. Toward the end, they played that Beatles song, "Tell Me Why." I think it was the last cover that they played. Um, so yeah, I wasn't really sure how much of their set was covers and how much was original material, but they were pretty good. And I actually have pictures from this show. Let me just present them real quick. So let's see, share screen, and just making sure I get to the right window. And yeah, okay, so there we go. So this is the band Raspberry Blonde, and yeah, I got a good shot there. This is John Anderson over here on the far left. Uh, the John Anderson I was talking about. Um, so yeah, they're pretty talented, and curious. I'd be curious to hear more of their stuff. Like I said, I've been like super busy, so I haven't looked too deeply. But yeah, there's also this disco ball at the top of the room, and this was capacity wise compared to where I saw Ruth Radelet um 3 months ago, back in May. That was her set was in between Happy Sad Face and the band Starfucker, and that was a bigger venue, so it was more crowded. But here it's not as big of a capacity, and so it feels a bit more intimate. Less people, and I did not run into that problem that I did last time. Of someone in the crowd is like talking loud obnoxiously. Like everyone here was very polite and really loving the music. And at the other gig, like everyone was loving the music as well. It's just that there was that one guy who was talking loud and obnoxiously. And yeah, I'm not really that proud of this picture. I took it quickly. Throughout the show, I just wanted to be in the moment and enjoy the show, and um, not be on my phone so much, because I really want to enjoy the show. But yeah, it's a nice venue. I think if I were to go again, I would see if the tacos are worth trying. I considered getting them, but ended up not. But yeah, the set list for the Ruth Radelet set, that sounded redundant just now. It was pretty. It had all the same songs that were in her set when I saw her back in May, but the order was slightly different, and she added one more song that she didn't play then. Um, and she actually had a 6-piece band this time around. And she said, in between one of the songs, she said, "This is the most people I've played with on stage." So it was very cool seeing her with a 6-piece band. Um, yeah, I'm just like looking at this to remind me of the tracks that were played. So she began by playing everything from this EP, The Other Side. Um, and yeah, maybe some people are wondering like if I like brought this to get it signed. I did not, because I did not really expect to meet her, but and I didn't want to like be carrying something around for a while, but um, you know, so her set began with Stranger, and then Sometimes, and then went into Youth, which is actually the final track on her EP, The Other Side. And Youth is a quieter song on the EP. Like the instrumentation, with this band, it felt different, and a bit of a different layer of sound on top of things. So these songs did sound a bit different live compared to on the EP, which is a cool experience. So then she did the song, um, was it Crimes or Be Careful? I think it was Crimes and then Be Careful. Yeah, Be Careful was the one that she hadn't played the last time I saw her. And, it talked about why that maybe was the case. But here, I guess they, had room for it, or maybe there was less room because there's a lot going on at that previous show. But yeah, she put it here, and it actually sounded good live. So I think they did it justice. Um, Oh, I see on YouTube. David says, "Hey there, hi, thanks for tuning in. Just doing a little review of Raspberry Blonde and Ruth Radelet show I saw this past Saturday night. Um, yeah, I'm just trying to remind myself of the set list. So after that, she played a cover. I believe it's a cover. Yeah, Leaving the Table. This song, I kind of wonder if the Julie Cruz song "The World Spins" might have taken inspiration from the original version of this song. It's a Leonard Cohen song. Or I actually have not listened to the original Leonard Cohen version, so for all I know, maybe it's other way. I don't know. Um, and then she played Twilight, so that was an Elliott Smith cover, and then a newer song called Let Go. So I'm not sure, if that's going to be on a feature EP, but I'm just checking to remind myself, is that available as its own thing? No, it isn't. Okay. But yeah, when she played it, it sounded familiar, so that's why I had to do a little check right there. Then she played "Shoot Me Down," and then a Soft Kill song that she gets it on called "The Line," and then "Shadow," which was a song that appeared in Twin Peaks: The Return, and it was interesting timing because the day before I'd finished a rewatch of Twin Peaks: The Return, so kind of had that ending fresh in my mind. I'm still not sure how I feel about the ending of that show. No spoilers, but it made me feel a lot of things when it aired, and some of that has been tempered over the years. 7 years ago, but I do think overall it's an amazing work of art. But like I said, the songs in this live setting felt a bit different, in this configuration, and that added to the charm of seeing them live. But I also love the EP, so I love having that played every now and then when I'm just you know need something like this on. This type of music that gets reaches deep down inside. And yeah, I highly recommend her EP, and looking forward to whatever else she releases in the future. Um, and yeah, I think for the next time I'd see her, I hope that it'd be nice if the set list is a little bit more different. Because I enjoyed this set both times. This time it was just slightly different order and new song, but sounded great nonetheless. I guess another different thing was which band was opening, so that was another cool difference. But yeah, like I said, I love hearing new music from these artists that I enjoy listening to, and it's always great to see what new things they put out. So yeah, that's pretty much my feelings on that concert that I went to. Wow, it hasn't even been 15 minutes of this. I feel like I don't know. Did I say enough about the show? I mean, I was just really vibing, having a great time, and bobbing my head now and then. Um, oh, David asks, who were the drummers? So I don't have them memorized off the top of my head. I'm not that super familiar with the personnel. I know that one of the backup vocalist for Ruth, her name was I think Zaira Gutierrez, and she was really complimenting her. Ruth was like, she's basically saying like she's so good, like why is she a backup singer? But I love having her here. Something along those lines, which is really sweet. So yeah, like I said, I'm gonna be visiting my dad, and then we're gonna see John Anderson and the Band Geeks Wednesday night, and then the next day I'm sure we'll be live with a review of that. And yeah, thanks for tuning in, whether it be live or after the fact. And you can follow Yes Shift at Yes Shift on Facebook, YouTube. Search Yes Shift and Anchor or anchor.fm/Yes Shift and search Yes Shift in podcast apps. And you can write to us, yesshiftpodcast@gmail.com. And yeah, so I think that's it. And thanks for tuning in. We'll see you all soon.